Hey cruise fans, and welcome back to Ray and Sue's travel channel. In 2023 we sailed on the beautiful Explorer of the Seas on our 7-night cruise around Greece and Croatia. In today's video we're going to be sharing a ship tour with you, part 3, which is the open decks and the pools area on this beautiful ship. Enjoy. Hey cruise fans, and welcome back to Ray and Sue's travel channel. And here we are in Ravenna in Italy, and this is the beautiful Explorer of the Seas, and we're about to undertake our 7-day cruise around Greece and Croatia. Stay tuned. And on this right hand side, starboard side of the ship, we can see a little bit more of the Ravenna port. Obviously down below, we're on deck 11, so down below we have the terminal, the arrivals and debarkation terminal, and a number of coaches there taking passengers from this cruise off to the airport and their onward travel connections. So we can also see a little bit further away, there is a bit of a beach up there on the in the distance there. It's a fairly open beach, it doesn't look particularly inviting. It does have, we understand, a restaurant and a couple of bars, and of course Ravenna is a seaport, so these other areas here that you can see in front of us obviously will be occupied by cruise ships at appropriate times. Obviously it's turnaround day as well, so there's a whole bunch of trucks over there waiting to provide a refresh on all of the essentials for the next cruise. And so we're on the beautiful Explorer of the Seas, and of course it's changeover day, so there aren't too many people yet on board. In fact, some people are still debarking from the previous cruise. So a little bit later on this will get very busy, and just while we're sharing the upper decks with you, we have the Solarium, which is an open top solarium. Of course it's closed at the moment, the pools are closed, but quite pleasant. Some nice relaxer chairs in there with nice cushions, those aqua cushions, they're quite comfortable, and a couple of jacuzzi whirlpool baths and shower facilities. There's also a bar. And a further look at the open pool area on Explorer of the Seas. 2 lovely pools and 4 whirlpools. Also the big screen for evening film entertainment, and a lovely bar here on the upper deck, deck 12 on Explorer of the Seas, with the classic Explorer of the Seas sign above it, and the rest of the pool area, and also specific areas for suite guests. Towards the front of the decks on deck 13, deck 12, there are a number of activities. Obviously an area where you can lounge out and get some sunshine. But if we look over this barrier here now, you'll be able to see the Solarium on deck 11. Of course, the Solarium itself is an adults only area, and there's an entrance into the side door there, but also towards the front on Explorer of the Seas is deck 13, deck 14, and we'll go up here, and this is just an open deck where you can lay out some lounges, and as you can see there are quite a few of them, and it goes around the front of the ship, and it's really just a bit of a private area really, for those that want to worship the sun and be at the front of the ship at the same time. So that's deck 13. But on deck 4 you have these lovely promenades where you can come out, you can sit, you can watch the waves over the balconies there, and get a real feel for the cruise ship itself. An Explorer was rejuvenated a few years ago with the addition of these racing water flumes, which is a great addition. The youngsters, the kids certainly like the idea of having a bit of a race down the water flumes, which is very good, a welcome addition. Of course, we have the traditional rock climbing wall and also basketball and a little five-a-side. There's some table tennis a little bit further down the deck. And then of course, as we go around to the other side, the deck wouldn't be the same without having the traditional mini putting course. This is the dunes, and if your putting needs a bit of practice, then give this one a go. It's quite an interesting little course. It's got a nautical theme with shipwrecks and whales and fish and sea life, which is very nice. It's also got some little surfboards in a rack here. So that's the Explorer Dunes, and then of course, and you will no doubt remember that a little bit further on we have the Flow Rider. Obviously the Flow Rider is limited in as much as it's only open at certain times in the day, but a nice activity in any event. This is the surfing simulator, where you can do belly boarding and you can do surfing on a real small boogie board. So the Flow Rider, we'll see if we can get some good footage of that a little bit later on when it's open, but quite an exciting little activity for children and adults alike. So that's the Flow Rider. And then of course, as we've seen, the water flumes, they finish up here, and after having sped down the flumes themselves in a race to the bottom, then you can come out at the bottom here, and then there's a staircase that will take you back up should you wish to have another go. So that's the back of deck 13. That's the sand dunes, that's the Flow Rider, that's the water flumes, and the little mini golf course. So we hope that was useful for you in just getting a feel for what's available for the children and also the adults. And here on deck, a traditional shuffleboard court. A number of them spread around the decks and down on deck 4 as well, on the deck 4 promenade, which is useful, and a set of the rules here, which is very useful to understand. And in a little while we'll go in here and see if we can find the games room and other activities for the young ones. Okay, so this next area is Aquanauts. Aquanauts is the area set aside for the younger age group, somewhere between 3 and 5 and 5 and 8, and it's the kiddies play club, and we'll go in and take a little look. And as we get in, it's nice and tastefully decorated. Obviously there are conveniences for a variety of age groups, and obviously this is a locked area for the safety of the children. And if we take a quick scan through the window, we can see a little area where there's a variety of little games and activities available for the younger demographic. So that's Aquanauts on Explorer of the Seas on deck 12. And as we move along across to further into deck 12, we see Adventure Ocean. Now Adventure Ocean obviously is the games room. Before we go in there though, just thought I would show you one of the nice little additions here. It's a perpetual motion machine where lots of balls actually rotate and go around different activities and just keep going perpetually, which is nice to see. A great little feat of gaming engineering. So that's the little game on the front of Adventure-Ocean. Adventure-Ocean on deck 12. One of the areas that teens and younger age groups can come to get some activities and have some fun. Okay, so further along in Adventure-Ocean we have the games room. Now it will get a bit noisy in here because of all of the machines that are here. So hopefully that doesn't damage the audio too much, but as you can see there are a variety of different games that are available and lots of games. Now you can prepay on your CPass card or your child's CPass card, and they can come in and just use the credits on the card itself, or you can add credits here to the CPass. So a variety of the traditional games that you would see in the fun fairs and in the in sort of areas where you might go out for the evening, destination venues, etc. So it is a little bit noisy, but I will give you a quick scan around. Of course there is the air hockey and obviously a variety of shooting up games and dance games, and a bowling machine here. And of course if you want to grab yourself a soft toy you can attempt to do that here. And then various driving games of a whole variety, Sega games, and there you go. Actually a little bit quieter over here, over this side, but little basketball game and a few different games to keep the little ones occupied. Perhaps while you're sunning yourself out on the deck, the munchkins can be in here having a look and having a play of the various games that are here. So that's the arcade in Adventure-Ocean, deck 12 on Explorer of the Seas. So we hope that's been useful for you and give you a further flavour of what's available for the younger cruiser. So as we come away from Adventure-Ocean we can see this little hallway here, which is the entrance to Optics. Optics is one of the children's clubs, the teen clubs, where there are lots of different activities at various times through the day where the teens can get some things to do and be occupied. Let's go in. Optics is a little music venue, a little hangout venue where your youngsters can come along and spend a bit of time in their social groups, perhaps get something to eat, and also just sort of be around other kids of their own age group. There is usually a list of the various activities that are going to go on here. So here today, day 6, we are at sea, and there are a view of trivia and scavenger hunts and some basketball and a variety of other activities. When you go into the evening, there's a teens dinner, a little dance, some air hockey, and the impossible scavenger hunt. So plenty to occupy the youngsters of a variety of age groups. So that's always welcome from the cruise lines, the Teens Club, with a number of things to keep your youngsters occupied whilst on board. So that's Optics on deck 12. And also on deck 12, of course, is the famous Johnny Rockets, where you can get yourself some sodas and some malts and fries and hamburgers, and you can come up here for breakfast and also for lunch and get yourself an additional paid for meal of the fast food orientation. So you know, burgers, hot dogs, and a variety of different goodies that might tempt you. That's Johnny Rockets, and we can't go in obviously at the moment, it's closed up, but we will take a little look at that in a little while. And you do get some entertainment in there from the staff. I have a little bit of a dance routine and stuff, and a little bit further in there are some comfortable seating where you can just get a bit of peace and quiet. And further on there are table tennis tables that you can play on, and it's good. It's welcome to see, slightly out of the breeze, and the kids like this activity. Of course, so do adults. So there's 4 tables here that you can come down, play on. They do supply the bats and balls, and it's a nice little area to keep the little ones occupied. So that is Adventure Ocean on deck 12 and 13. Hope that's been useful for you in sort of getting an idea, better idea of the ship and the you know, how to navigate what's on the various floors. So that's Adventure Ocean on Explorer of the Seas. Okay, so we've come out of Adventure Ocean on deck 12, and of course here we are now on the open deck. Now we're day 6 today, and we're at sea. So there is a little bit of a breeze building up, but I just thought I would share with you an overview of the open deck. Deck 12 above, deck 11 is where you'll find the pools and the jacuzzis and the bars, and of course loungers to look after yourself and relax when you're in the pool. You of course can get bar service. Bar service will come along, and there's also a water fountain for the runners, of course, because on deck 12 we have a running deck and or walking deck where you can go around a number of times and get your daily exercise. So that's quite useful. And of course, after you've done that, perhaps you'll take a refreshing dip and relax around the pool and enjoy the sunshine. And the sports deck a little bit busier now. Obviously it was filmed this morning when most were in bed, but now the court is getting used. There's a volleyball competition gonna start up in a little while. There's obviously the rock climbing wall. A brave soul going up the climbing wall, hoping to get to the top. So it's a lot busier here now that all of the activities are open. People signing waivers and coming down the water flumes, and there's volleyball going on and the flow rider. Okay, so it's great news for the kids because there are children only sessions on the flow rider, and what a lovely shot of the flow rider and the backwash from the ship in the distance. Okay, so that's the sand dunes, the water flumes, the flow rider, and also the basketball court and the rock climbing wall. So, hope that's been useful for you. And if you like this video, why not check out our channel, Ray and Sue's Travel Channel, where you'll find a raft of other cruise videos covering the Far East, the Middle East, the Mediterranean, and the Caribbean and Mexico. So please leave us any comments that you'd like, and consider liking and subscribing to our channel. It's through your subscription that this channel can grow. Thanks for listening, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.